I'm at ASCO 2019, where we have had meetings with our investigators as we ramp up to start our Spearhead 1 study in sarcoma. Just like the theme of this year's conference, caring for every patient, learning from every patient, the most rewarding part of my work is putting patients first. Learning what works for patients in our trials and what doesn't, and doing everything we can to help is what matters most to me. We value our patients as people, and we work closely with our clinical trial teams and sites to make sure participating in an Adaptimmune study is the best possible experience for them and their families. Our studies can be complicated and time-consuming, but we don't want to prevent patients from living their lives. We understand that being able to maintain connections and live as normally as possible while undergoing treatment is critical to the health and well-being of our patients, so we do everything we can to accommodate each patient's unique needs. I had a patient recently who the investigator wanted to have their T-cell infusion as soon as possible, but the patient also had a planned family vacation. Through careful coordination and by working closely with the site and the patient, we were able to organize her cell collection so she could still enjoy her family vacation. We were able to time the collection of her T-cells so that she would be on vacation while her cells were manufactured. This made it possible to avoid delays in her therapy regimen while allowing for important family time. I know how hard it can be to juggle the everyday stresses and activities of life with kids, let alone the additional stress of fighting cancer while being a mom. I was proud to be able to make this part just a little bit easier for her. Another timing challenge I remember facing is coordinating a patient's follow-up assessments so that he was able to go back to college and finish out his semester. I will always do whatever I can to make these sort of adjustments happen. I have heard another patient talk about how before Spear T-cell therapy, that treating her sarcoma was very time-consuming with frequent trips to the hospital to receive therapies that made her ill so that she missed a lot of family activities like school plays and soccer games. After she received our Spear T-cells, she only had to come back for her scheduled follow-up study visits, and the T-cells were working to fight her cancer without her having to constantly come into the clinic. In essence, our Spear T-cell therapies are like a T-cell transplant, where we take the patient's own T-cells and engineer them to fight cancer without the need for frequent retreatment beyond study follow-up visits. With diseases like sarcoma, which we know strikes patients in the prime of their lives, being able to offer someone the possibility of living without frequent hospitalizations or harsh treatments can be very impactful. Above all, making sure we can help patients maintain their day-to-day lives as much as possible are good challenges to have, and I feel lucky to be able to help.